Man, what a mess out here. We moved into this house about 2 months ago, and I am finally getting around to sort of getting this garage space cleaned up a little bit. We don't have any good storage at this new house. It's a bigger house, but it doesn't have any good actual storage for kind of garage type stuff. It doesn't have room for 2 cars. It's about a 1.5 car garage on these newer houses. So what I'm going to do is I want to put up this rack system, and I just got one of them today. Got it on Amazon, and it's the Fleximount systems. And so you can see it behind me here. I assembled it. I'm going to show you how I'm going to be installing this thing. It's going to be a little bit different than the way they describe in the instructions here, which are okay. They're a little bit vague, but I have to do it a little bit different because I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be putting it up against the wall here. So up in this corner here, and then I'm going to be going all the way across to that side. Right here. The whole thing's assembled with these nylock nuts and just regular standard bolts. So I already have that pretty much assembled, and I have some quick ways to do that. It only took a few minutes. And the hard part's going to be kind of mapping out where I'm going to be putting these racks, these pieces right here. So these go up on the ceiling here. Put it on kind of like that. I should be able to sneak a bolt in there. So we'll just try it and see what happens. That's it. It's pretty solid. What happened?
Maddie wakes you up.
I woke Maddie up by drilling that in?
They're so bad.
Oh man.
It's okay if the drill scares you. If the drill scares you, you have to not cry. Alright?
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
That should be plenty solid. Hey, I got the flexi mounts put in, and as you can see behind me here, got those put in, finished up a few days ago. The other one finally came in, so I was able to mount those in as well. So we put up also some little racks for garden equipment, rakes, brooms, and stuff like that. So the problem is with this house is that there's no storage. I mean, it's a big house for us, it's around 2,000 square feet, but there's like no storage at all. We have this garage here, which we're going to be storing one of the cars in. There's no way we can get 2 cars in at this point with what I'm going to show you here, but basically I'm just going to try to make this as nice as I can. I have plans on building, there is room to build a shed. I think I'm going to be building about a 6-foot by 8-foot shed back on the side of the house here. We're in kind of a development area, so it's got to look, kind of like the house. I think that's the criteria, so I have to get that passed through inspection, which is kind of a hassle, but I think I can do it, and I'll probably end up kit building it in here like I usually do, as you guys have seen me do before. But basically that will take care of a lot of that stuff that's on the wall, so it's more of a temporary measure. We also have like lawnmower in here and leaf blower or chainsaws and stuff like that. So stuff like that I don't really like in the garage anyways. It's just dirty and kind of messed up. So basically I'm going to be building hopefully building a shed here, maybe over the winter, maybe in the spring, and that'll take care of a lot of that. I remember at the last house we were at, I did that, and it was such a nice thing to not have the lawn mowers and everything in the garage. But kind of back to that right now again, starting over in that area. But yeah, we like the house. We're getting kind of adjusted to it still. Been here a couple months and still just have tons of packing stuff everywhere. So it's going a lot slower than I thought. But I'm going to give you a quick update. Obviously we did finish the FlexiMount thing. That gets a majority of the things that were on the ground up there off the floor. So that's nice. Also, this is kind of interesting. I've been looking for a new workbench for this garage since we've got here, and I actually ended up finding one a couple weeks ago. I haven't had a chance to move it in because there was so much stuff on the ground. Got that put up, and I was able to bring it over and move it in. But let me show you here real quick what I ended up picking up, and I'll show you, see what you guys think. Alright, so that's my old toolbox right there. Over there, that's my old toolbox. This is the new workbench, and then I picked this up before we left the old house. It's kind of a mobile rig, but I ended up picking up this Craftsman Workbench a couple weeks ago, and it was sitting in my trailer for a while. So I finally got it put in. Father-in-law helped me lift this thing in here and move it in, and it's kind of a light duty workbench, but it gives me more storage, which I was lacking. I need more storage. I have some air tools and just different things like that I haven't even really loaded in there yet. Like I said, nothing's really in there. It's kind of a mess still. But I'm still trying to get everything, kind of make, there's a big pile of stuff that's been on there since the old house. And I just want to get it all arranged. I don't have any pegboard up. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I might just put some shelves up there. Yeah, so basically I picked this thing up at a pretty good deal. So here's the deal. When I was over at Sears a couple weeks ago, we were doing some shopping about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and over near the mall. And I went in there, and it's just completely just falling apart. I mean, there's nothing left really. It's Sears, Craftsman Sears. And a lot of people know that they're going out of business, and it's kind of a sad thing, especially since they kind of have been going downhill for the last 5, 6, 7 years now. This workbench was sitting there as a display model, kind of in the back, along with a bunch of other stuff just kind of sitting there. It's not really maintained or kept. They're just kind of trying to sell out. So I said, do you have that? I was just kind of curious. I wanted maybe the stainless steel top or the hardwood top or something like that. You can always replace this, but I was interested in this workbench just because it's kind of a light duty bench, and I could stick it right in here. It would match with my other stuff. So I asked the guy, I said, how much will you take for it, or what, what's the price on that? I didn't have a price on it. And so he was gone for about 10 minutes, and he said, he goes, well, we don't sell that kit anymore. And this is where I'm going to give you guys a hint. They don't sell this package anymore with this bench and this this thing down here, this toolbox section, which is it's kind of a kit. You can buy it in a combo. They sell them separately. Still, you can still buy them apparently off of Sears website and some various other places. Maybe, I don't know if Amazon's going to carry them or not. But you can still buy those, but you can't buy them as a kit. So he didn't have a price for it. So he said, well, I'll cut the price in half. It was a couple $100, $200 or $300. He goes, I'll cut it in half, and I'll give you 40% off of that. So I ended up getting this thing for $60. I think it was $60 or $65 even. And no, I think it was $60. $60. And I said, yeah, for sure, that's well worth that kind of money. So I ended up getting this whole rig for this whole setup with this. It's a cheap chipboard. It's their lower line bench, but for me it's fine, doing periodic mechanics work and working on just projects around the house. It's absolutely perfect for that. So I ended up picking this up for $60. I couldn't believe it. So I just mounted the vise to it. It's still got to get longer bolts for that, but you know, I don't feel so bad about beating up on it a little bit right now, and so that's kind of a good clue. So if you're at your local Sears and you see something that you might want, just ask them. You know, maybe they'll make a deal with you. This guy, actually, one of the guys working there was pretty jealous. He goes, "Oh, I wanted that workbench, you know, and I would have paid easily that much money for that." So, you know, sometimes you can score a deal there. You know, I asked him about some other stuff, and if they're in stock, he wouldn't cut me a deal on it. It was basically, you know, if they didn't have it in stock and they discontinued the SKU. So this SKU, the combo bench with the toolbox, has been discontinued. So you might be able to, if you see it somewhere, they might just want to get it off their floor, and you might be able to score a pretty good deal.